What's going on, guys? It is 2020. A new year. The chair's too high. It won't go down. Probably time to buy a new one. But I want to take a little bit of time today to talk to you guys about something I've learned over the years. And as we start this new decade, and everybody's looking towards the future and you know how 2020 is going to treat them, because 2019 beat everybody up, just like 2018 and 2017 and everything else. We're going to take a little bit of time and go over some stuff that I found important over the years. And you know, as many of you might know or might not know, is I'm not a young chicken anymore. I'm 43 years old, and it's been interesting. Close to halfway through my life at this point, and there are some things that I've learned throughout my years, and we're going to kind of get into that a little bit, and you know, hopefully give you guys something to take away with that may help you and you know may not help you. But let's get into it. All right, so when you're young, when you're in your early teens, 20s, when you're 14 years old, you have a life goal. You have your whole life ahead of you, and you want to build something out of it. So you want to be a fireman, you want to be a policeman, you want to be a fabricator, you want to work on cars. You have your entire life ahead of you. And you plan for that future that is going to make you happy, that is going to make you wealthy, that is going to give you the opportunity that you've been looking for your entire life. And once you get older, that gap changes. You now have a good majority of your life behind you. The life you've lived, the things you've done, the friends you've made, the things that have changed you, the things that have made you better are now all behind you. So with that being said, once you hit the age that I'm at, and our heater's about to come on, so pardon me. But once you've hit that age, you start to realize that, you know what? A good part of who I was when I was younger is what I wanted to be. That's what drove me. I don't know if you guys know my story, but when I was much younger, 18, 19 years old, I got a very, very lucrative job with a very large telecommunications company. And I had a plan. I had a plan that by 30 years old, I would be more successful than anyone in my family, that I would be more successful than my parents ever were. And truth be told, I was. But it came at a cost. And unfortunately, that cost was my youth. From age 18 to age 30, my drive, my goals, my aspirations were who I was. I didn't ever talk about, hey, when I was a kid, I used to play in the sandbox and I was happy. I talked about, I am now a director of operations. I'm a managing director. I want to be a president. I want to be a CEO. I want to be the biggest that I can possibly be. And that's who I was. I was the I work 80 hours a week guy. I was the I never take vacations guy. I was the guy who said, look, at all my success has gotten me all these different things. It has gotten me nice cars. It has gotten me equipment. This entire shop was actually funded by that job. And it was great for a while. It was really great for a long time. And then, guys, I hit 30 years old. And I was where I wanted to be. I was making the money I wanted to make. I had the position that I wanted. I had everything. Or so I thought. And this isn't going to be a sob story, because I'm very thankful for the success that I had. I'm very thankful for what my drive was when I was younger. And I see that in a lot of you all. I see a lot of that drive, a lot of that want for the future and everything else. But what I'm here to tell you and talk to you about is what the future starts to look like as you get older. And the new year was a perfect opportunity for us to talk about that. So now, like I said, I'm 43 years old. I own a shop that is very successful. I work with some very successful people. I work with customers. I work with, what have you. I'm still building every day. The shop is still getting better every day. And my success is growing every day. And now that's not to say that everything is great all the time, because sometimes it's not. But what I've learned is that when we talked about as you get older, you become more than just your aspirations. You become more than just your goals and your work ethic and your drive to make money and your drive to make friends and relationships. You become more than that, because now you have the entire past behind you. And that past has defined who you are. Which is odd, because if you look at my past, for instance, in my past, all I was a human being driven to achieve success. And the accomplishments that I made have now become who I am. Now, who I want to be is a whole nother story, because now we're at the halfway mark. We're at the halfway mark of what I was, what I am now is the middle, and where I want to be. And I realized something. As soon as 2020 hit, I realized something. In this moment, I realized that all the hard work and all of the effort and all of the struggle and all of the lack of sleep and the missing out on things brought me my success and ultimately determined who I am today. I also realized that I have never lived for now. I've always lived for the future, and I've always lived in the past. I never lived for right now. So moments that I look back on that I missed, friendships that I missed, things that I missed, are all due to the fact that I was pushing so hard to become successful that I missed a bunch of the small stuff. And where I'm at now is a great place. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely am 100% appreciative for everything. But you start to realize that now is what's important. The future, although you still need to work on it, and you still need to make sure that you're headed in the right direction, may not require as much work as you think. And by being that driven so young, you tend to miss out on things. And let me give you a good example. These are the things that I missed out on. The sunshine, the blue skies, the trees, the simple things in life, the hugs from family members, the kisses, things of that nature, that although I'm not necessarily wishing I had back, I'm kind of wishing that I had paid more attention to those things. And now, with the other half of my life ahead of me, I'm realizing that by paying attention to today, to right now, that I can still be as successful as I want to be. I can still have a very positive future. And I can now accept what my past has made me become. Which I think is important to understand, that your future doesn't make you who you are. Your past makes you who you are. There are many, many things that people have done in their past that defines who they are. There's also many things that people are going to do in the future that will ultimately end up in the past and again define who you are. What matters the most is what's going on right now. What is happening right now, in this very moment. I'm making this video for you guys. And it feels great to get all that information out there. And it feels great to have a mind opening and realize that, you know what, right now, life is great. In the future, it might not be. In the past, it may not have been. But right now, it's great. And right now is a good time to make new relationships. Right now is a good time to correct relationships that may have gone bad. Right now is a great time to do anything that you want to do. And by doing that and recognizing that, maybe you need to slow down a little bit. If you're a younger person and you're striving to be the best that you can absolutely be, just remember that there are other aspects of life that you are missing that are happening right now. Family members, friends, animals, pets, sunshine, rainstorms. Believe me, if you're striving hard enough, you're missing all of that. If you're not doing anything at all and you're not planning your future at all, you're gonna have a problem as well. So I think 2020 for all of us should be about finding that balance. Finding that balance of working hard to remain successful or to become successful. Making sure that we're taking care of ourselves, making sure that we're not forgetting about us. And that's one of the most important things that I can convey to you guys, is that through everything I realized, after having gotten very, very sick a few times when I was younger, realizing that by striving for my success and my future, I was neglecting one very important part of my life, and that's me. My health, my well-being, my mental sanity was all going to hell. So if there's one piece of advice that I could give you guys in this video, don't forget about yourself. Don't forget about your environment. Don't forget about the things that happen. Don't forget about the relationships you make. Don't forget about your friends. Don't forget about the people who have helped you out. Don't forget about, most importantly, the people who have wronged you. Forgive them and move on. Right now is the time to do all that. Right now is the time to get yourself healthy. Right now is the time to go to that new job that you might have been fearing for so long. Right now is the time to make that jump. Right now is the time for you to be happy. I usually don't make videos like this, but I'm super passionate about this. And, it kind of hit me hard yesterday. And believe it or not, I was actually watching YouTube this morning and I caught a Casey Neistat video where, he was talking about the very same thing. And I can't make videos as good as his, but you know what? Right now, this is the best I can do. Right now, I want you guys to hear this from me. If 100 of you see this video or 1,000,000 of you see this video, just know that I care about all of you. And you guys should care about all of everyone around you as well. Live in the moment to ensure that you remain grounded, that you remain healthy, that you remain cognizant of the things that you are doing. Strive for success in any way, shape, or form that may be. Doesn't mean that you have to be a millionaire, but if you have a job that you love and you are comfortable, you're not struggling, you're comfortable, then you know what? You are more successful than 99% of the people that we deem to be successful. So enjoy it. Get yourself on a path where you can enjoy your friends, your family, and everything else. Don't succumb to the grind, as everybody calls it. Because the grind, ultimately, in the end, when you're all ground out like I was at 30 years old, and you're trying to figure out what you're going to do for the rest of your life because you've made it to that point and now there's nothing left to work for. Just be open-eyed when it comes to that, and you will be fine. Success is not measured in the size of your bank account. Success is not measured in the type of car that you drive. Success is measured by how happy you are with your life right now. And I think that's about all I wanted to say to you guys. I want you all to enjoy 2020. I want to see good posts from you guys that say, hey, I'm living life. I got my dream job, bought a house, I have a nice car, I have a kid, my wife's pregnant, anything of that nature, that's what I want to see. And I think we can all do it if we just realize that the grind isn't the only thing that exists in our lives. Our lives are made up of millions of small moments that make us happy. So on that note, thank you all so much for subscribing to this channel. 2019 was an amazing year for subscriber growth, for view growth, for working relationships for me. It was amazing. So please hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, ignore the fact that my phone rings every time I film, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good 2020, guys. We'll see you soon.